welcome to another episode of Card Comparisons, where we're looking at cards from the Waite Smith deck. We're looking at the Osho Zen Tarot deck that I created back in the 1990s, and the very new Sacred She Tarot deck that has just recently been produced. The Waite Smith cards are recognized around the world and loved for over a century. We all are familiar with the aspects that are created in the art by Pamela Coleman Smith. This is the Tower card. It is in the major arcana in the Waite Smith deck. It is shown as a tower that has been struck by lightning, crown having flown off, humans leaping out of windows, fire and destruction. There is an overriding sense of radical and immediate change. This is a card of a kind of sudden awakening, a huge wake-up call. It is, in essence, it is a card of radical deconstruction. It may have to do with physicality, but it also can be in a more cerebral sense. In the Osho Zen, it is the card of the Thunderbolt. And in this deck, we are witnessing a quality of that which has been held near and dear, perhaps in terms of one's own thinking, but also in a physical sense, being disrupted and torn apart, broken down in some way. And when one is able to find a place of witnessing within the midst of the crisis, one is able to find a core centered aspect of being able to use the crisis to gain greater clarity within one's own life. In the Sacred She Tarot, it is the card of crisis, and the purple at the bottom of the card in the Sacred She deck is designated as what is traditionally called the major arcana. The purple also appears in the Osho Zen and the little diamonds on the major arcana cards. But in the Sacred She, the colors of each suit appear on the bottom, and in the Sacred She, the purple designates the spiritual suit. The soul's journey suit. And here we have a crisis that is pervasive, creating immense vulnerability. It is testing one's inner strength as well as one's capacity to endure intense and dramatic change. We grow wise through the challenges that life throws at us, and sometimes it requires being shaken out of our comfort zone to the point where there is no going back. There is only a needing to yield to the forces that have suddenly taken over and moving with the recognition of essentially the change was needed, but one may not be able to perceive the full wisdom of the challenge until further down the track. The storm will eventually clear, and there is a chance that the fear that is unleashed during this kind of shock, although it has shattered many illusions, there is an awakening to a new kind of reality, a new day on the other side of this deluge. Each of these decks is describing immense challenges that occur in our lives, sometimes within ourselves, sometimes in the external environment, sometimes in the storyline related to our loved ones or people that we experience over the course of our lives. And when it is happening, it means irrevocable and deep change. There is no going back to what had been. There is an intensity and an awakening as this deconstruction occurs. profound, painful, and unfortunately part of life as we know it, so that we can be transformed and be taken higher in our awareness, in our experience of what it is to be human.